How's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the ToastyBros, and today we're going to be sharing some ToastyBros wisdom, and that is, what is the best CPU GPU combos out there?
And these are not them, these are props. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the best CPU and GPU combinations for your next gaming PC build. We're going to start with PC builds under $1,000 and then some higher end builds over $1,000 and give you our recommendations based on builds that we have done here on the channel. But before we dive into that, let's hear a word from today's sponsor.
Let's face it, making upgrades to your gaming PC can be expensive, but it's not as expensive when you sell your old hardware on today's video sponsor, Jawa's Marketplace. Jawa is a marketplace that specializes in what we know and love, PC hardware. From buying fully built gaming PCs to secondhand graphics cards, CPUs, and more, Jawa has you covered. In today's video, we talk about some of the best CPU and GPU combinations you can get and focus mainly on new hardware, but we here at the ToastyBros preach that the used hardware market is where you get the best value for your money, and if you're willing to buy used, Jawa makes it super easy to find great options at great prices from a wide range of sellers. So do yourself a favor, the next time you're looking to build a gaming PC or upgrade your CPU, GPU, or whatever you have in your gaming system, head on over to jawa.gg to take a look at some of the options they have to offer. Check the link in the description down below to head on over today. Now let's get into the video, shall we?
Now first up is going to be the i3-12100F paired with something like a 5500 XT or 580-2048, basically any of those cheaper AliExpress or Amazon combos. Now there is many reasons for this. Number one is the i3 is Gen 4 ready, meaning you can have a Gen 4 SSD and you can do a Gen 4 graphics card. Number two, the i3 has some of the strongest single core performance on the market, and that is very important. A lot of people see those crazy Xeons and those crazy CPUs that have like 10 cores and 20 threads, but you don't need that for most games. Games really like strong individual cores, so this also has a great upgrade path. I mean, yeah, you can start off with this pairing, but you could go up to like a 3060 Ti or even better with that i3 with minimal bottlenecking.
Now for just a slight step up, you can get the Ryzen 5 5600X, which some may argue the i3-12100F is a better overall value. We normally lean that way, but for those who want Ryzen, the 5500 and 5600 paired with something like the 5500 XT or RX 580 2040 Extreme processor is also a good way to go. You get 6 cores and 12 threads. You can make gaming PCs around $500 to $600, 1080p medium settings, no problem whatsoever, and you do get a slight upgrade path. The only drawback, as I mentioned, is it is on the AM4 platform, which is a little bit dated now. You won't be able to upgrade much further than like, let's say, a 5800X 3D without having to get a whole new motherboard and everything, but the performance out of the gate is really solid. The motherboards are getting a lot cheaper. DDR4 RAM is much more affordable than higher end DDR5, and you are getting some pretty solid performance and compare with much higher GPUs than the ones we even recommended in this combo.
Now next up is the 12400 and the RX 6600, and that is a combo that is only about $380 altogether, and you can go so many different directions with it. You can get really high-end components to match those, or you can go really low-end with like a Gen 3 SSD and other stuff like that. We really like that combo because you can get into 1440p gaming, you can get into streaming. Really, it's a platform that you can go any direction you want with, and it has a great upgrade path too, as long as you get the proper motherboard for supporting that. And then obviously, if you prefer AMD, you could go with the new 7600 because both of these options do support DDR5, but if you go AMD, you have to go DDR5. If you go with the i5, you could go DDR4 or DDR5, but that will depend on the motherboard you buy.
Now let's start talking about gaming PCs over $1,000. First up, we have the i5 12600K paired with an RX 6700 XT. When we're getting higher into the budgets, we really start to like some of these AMD graphics cards because they deliver really good value for your money. The 6700 XT is an awesome 1440p card. It comes with 12 gigs of VRAM, which a lot of AAA titles are starting to demand, especially at higher resolutions. And with that 12600K, especially the KF, you get some really good value for your money with the performance and efficiency cores to allow you to stretch into some multitasking like live streaming, video editing, other content creation stuff. It's really a good step up from the i5 12400F, and not for much more money, honestly. Just get a good Z690 motherboard, get that CPU, cool it nicely, throw a nice GPU like the 6700 XT in there, and you have a really high-end gaming PC for maybe just a little over $1,000. And you can also opt for the i5 13400F, which does come with those performance and efficiency cores as well if you prefer to jump straight to 13th gen, but we think the 12600KF is the best value right now.
And then we also have the i5-13600K, which does give you more cores and more threads over the 12th gen i5. And we're going with the 4070 Ti in that one. Now, we know a lot of people out there don't like the 4070 and 4070 Ti, but let's be real for a second. The 4070 Ti performs like a 3090 Ti with less power draw. And on top of that, it's not like that chonky 4090 that won't fit in anyone's build. So I really like the 4070 Ti. We think it's a very slept on card. And yeah, it'll definitely pair well with a lot of CPUs, because you can start from even like a 10th gen i5 if you wanted to go all the way up to like a 13th gen i7. So there's many different ranges you can do.
And as you can tell from some of the builds we recommended, we really don't recommend going super high end on the CPUs, especially with the Intel i5s. Those things can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. Just like in the budget sector, the i3-12100F can handle up to a 6600, 6600 XT, or even a 3060 Ti with no problems whatsoever. So you don't need to spend a ton on your CPU unless you are doing CPU dependent tasks. We're focused on gaming in this video. So if you are more worried about content creation, definitely consider i7s or Ryzen 7s and dive into that platform. But in terms of the combos we have right here, we really recommend about the i5-12600K or 13400F as your ceiling for the CPU for the best gaming price performance, and the 4070 Ti is probably your best value high-end GPU. Anything above that, you are getting into the crazy performance level while spending a lot more money.
Now, of course, this was just a few of the combos that we recommend. We honestly get to experiment with all of them. We go all the way from Pentiums all the way up to i9s, and they all definitely have their place. It all just depends on what you guys at home are actually wanting to do. So just make sure you do some research at home. Try to figure out what goes well together. Look up benchmark videos too. Those are amazing, because that's how we figured out the 4070 Ti performs like a 3090 Ti. Rather than just going on people's word, look up benchmark videos where people compare 2 to 4 graphics cards at the same time, and you can really get a good idea on how you at home can save some money by not buying a 4090 when you probably don't need it.
So if you want to build any of the gaming PCs using the combinations we recommend in today's video, check the links in the description down below. They will be affiliate links, and they will help us out. Let us know what you think of the combos we chose. Are there any combos that we missed? Let us know down below. Some honorable mentions are the RX 6800, which is a card that's dropping in price right now, and some of the higher end AMD GPUs are coming down in value. You can easily swap that in for the 4070 Ti if you prefer AMD, but we're always open to other ideas as well in the comment section down below.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
And make sure you guys check out PCBros.tech, because that is our PC selling business, and it's also where we sell our merch just like that. And we think that we pick out some of the absolute best combos in the market, and if we don't, they're really cheap.
PCBros.tech, we sell gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and as he mentioned, some really weird PCs that are really good prices, along with merch. Use code ToastyBros2 and check out the site 2% your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Peace out.